Prince William tried to block controversial Diana documentary showing crash scene images. Today would have marked what would have been Princess Diana's 64th birthday, had her life not been tragically cut short in the fatal car crash in Paris on the night of August 31, 1997. In the 27 years since the accident that also claimed the lives of Dodi Fayed and driver Henri Paul, public and media interest in the tragedy has never truly faded, and at times, only intensified. One of the most controversial moments came in 2007, as the 10th anniversary of Diana's death approached. Channel 4 announced plans to air a documentary that included graphic images taken shortly after the crash. Among them was a distressing photo showing Princess Diana still inside the vehicle, with her face blurred. The proposed broadcast deeply concerned the royal family, particularly because Princes William and Harry were still relatively young at the time, just 25 and 22 years old, respectively. According to royal author Tina Brown in her book The Palace Papers, Prince William was so distressed by the plan that he urged his private secretary, Jamie Lowther Pinkerton, to intervene and do everything possible to prevent the images from being shown. Lowther Pinkerton wrote to Channel 4, warning that airing the photos would cause acute distress, not only to the princes but also on behalf of their mother, citing an invasion of her privacy and dignity in her final moments. Despite these pleas, Channel 4 defended the documentary's intent. Then Chief Executive Julian Bellamy said the broadcaster had considered the palace's concerns but believed the program served a legitimate public interest. It was not our intention to cause them distress, and we do not believe the film is in any way disrespectful to the memory of Princess Diana, Bellamy told The Guardian at the time. As a compromise, Channel 4 agreed to air a companion program debating the ethics of the broadcast. The documentary did not include direct images of the victims and adhered to the UK media consensus not to show Diana's final moments. Even so, the program sparked 62 complaints to Ofcom. However, the media regulator ultimately ruled in Channel 4's favor, stating that the images and themes were within the expectations of an investigative documentary, particularly since they were shown after the 9 p.m. watershed. One of the key photos showed French doctor Frédéric Méliès, the first medic at the scene, leaning into the wrecked car as he tried to assist Diana, whose face had been pixelated. The doctor who tried to save Diana speaks out. In a 2022 interview, Dr. Frédéric Méliès recounted the emotional toll of that night and said he still feels a sense of responsibility for the princess' final moments. He had been driving home from a party when he came upon the wrecked Mercedes in the Alma Tunnel. Inside, he found 4 victims, 2 deceased, and 2 critically injured. He did not initially recognize Diana, whom he described as a very beautiful woman, unconscious and struggling to breathe. She needed quick assistance. Thanks to my respiratory bag, she regained a little bit more energy, but she couldn't say anything, Méliès recalled. The doctor called for emergency help and did his best to keep Diana stable. Only later did he realize whom he had been trying to save. It was a massive shock to learn she was Princess Diana. I asked myself, did I do everything I could? He later confirmed with colleagues and police that he had acted properly and did all he could. Princes William and Harry's tribute in 2007. Despite the controversy surrounding the documentary that year, Princes William and Harry marked their mother's memory by hosting Concert for Diana on what would have been her 46th birthday. Held at the newly opened Wembley Stadium, the concert featured performances from Elton John, Rod Stewart, and Take That, with messages from Nelson Mandela and Tony Blair. The event aimed to celebrate her life and legacy, rather than dwell on the tragic circumstances of her death.